Hey guys, I'm doing a quick video about this Black & Decker sander. Doing the video because it's dead, and a channel called AVE, he's an advocate for tearing down and looking at what's in the inside of I guess crappy machines like this. And what I think is wrong is that the bearing housing on this side heated up and melted the plastic bearing housing, and that's what's causing it to fail. So in here, I don't know if you can see this, but the rotor is moving, and it's touching the field winding, or the outside. So I'm going to take this part off and see if the bearing housing is plastic and if it's melted. So I tore it down some more, and as I thought, so I opened it up, and this is how much dust came out. We've been sanding a house with this for about a month and a half, about 5 hours every day, and we've been blowing it out with an air compressor. But this is how much dust gets stuck in there and will never come out. So there's 3 things that I saw wrong with it. Obviously, the first one is that this bearing housing is melted. This is a 1604 RS bearing, and obviously it heated up enough to melt the housing, and that gave enough room for the motor. You can see on this half of the rotor that is burnt or scrubbed or scraped, heated up, something. This scraped on the side of the thing. That's what stopped it up. And in here, my biggest gripe is that the connection to the drive wheel over here isn't sealed. There was a ton of paint dust in here. Here's the other housing. It's just a piece of plastic. There's no gasket or nothing. And on either side I can see, but that's part of the heat buildup, I would presume, is that this would not have the all this dust gets in here. The grease isn't going to be able to do its job right. So this gear surface heats up, which transfers back to this gear surface, which makes it it doesn't run as efficiently, which it's belt driven back to the motor. That's this lines up right there, and causes more torque on the motor and lower speed and more heat. So I think this is what's causing all the problems in this Black & Decker, is that dust is going to get in here without an O-ring or a seal. That's going to bog down the gears. That's going to put more torque and wear on demand on the motor, which is going to heat it up. The fan, since it's not going as fast, isn't going to be cooling off the bearing, because the air comes in from the other side, from this side. This is where the brushes are. So it comes in and comes out this way. And if you look in here, there's really not a bunch of airflow. There's a big plastic piece that this sits inside of, and the dust is supposed to come like through here and then out into this bag, but it gets bogged up inside of the gear housing. So if you're gonna buy one, I recommend every day taking it apart and like all the way to this stage, cleaning out this and putting more grease in it. But I mean, you can see there's there's so much dust inside of that housing. So it just ruins the machine. If they spent 50 cents on an O-ring, this would have lasted forever, probably. One good thing, you can see that the windings here are epoxied, at least on that side. Yeah, they're epoxy all the way through. You can see the balancing cuts here. The rotor fan is plastic, but it's one directional. I don't know what. Let me clean this off real quick. I'll read the numbers. This one is a 60 BRS Torin bearing. Obviously, this is not going to heat up as much because the fan is going in the opposite direction and it's exposed to the most air. The field windings are also epoxied, at least somewhat. Nothing's moving around. So these field windings are pretty good. It's just that this bearing housing is plastic. This is a 1604 BRS. 1604 RS. It looks like 1604. I can't really tell, but this bearing is seized. You can't spin it. So that's the biggest thing, is that this plastic bearing housing gave way, which led to this rubbing up against the field windings, and that's the end of the motor. And it's probably all because of this damn no dust seal. So if you're gonna buy one, these are like $80. Just make sure you tear it down and clean it, because blowing air through it with an air compressor isn't going to get, around and in here. Look at all this dust that came out. It's just, planned obsolescence. A 50-cent piece of O-ring right here would have stopped all that. I don't know if there's an O-ring on this side. I haven't torn it down that much. Here are the brushes. There's two of these kind of spring-loaded in a plastic thing. You see how much more brush there's left, and we've been using this every day for like 5 hours a day for a month and a half. Again, this bearing housing over here is plastic, but this has, see how much airflow is getting around here? It's getting cooled off a lot better than that. But that's it for me today. Hopefully this will help you in your buying decision of whether you buy this little Black & Decker sander. But that's my experience with it. That's how much dust came out after a month and a half of cleaning it. So that's it.